Hello everyone, welcome to GoTarryn TV. I'm Taryn, the traveling trainer of GoTarryn Personal Training here in the greater Atlanta area, and I want to ask you a question. What is better than interviewing an awesome guest, also from Atlanta, Georgia, on GoTarryn TV? The answer is interviewing two of them at the same time. That's right, we've got two amazing guests right here on GoTarryn TV, and before we bring them on, I'd like to ask everyone out there if you could please make sure to like the video, leave us a comment, and share it with all of your social media friends out there as well. Now, let's get to the two guests at hand. They are two beautiful, lovely ladies right here in Atlanta, Georgia. One of them, Melissa Anthony from What Just Happened Sports, and another, you've seen her before on here, Susan Longley, and she does the Finish with a Flourish podcast that she's launched this year. They're going to come on here. We're going to talk some fitness. We're going to talk some awesome ideas and concepts that are going on right here in Atlanta, Georgia. These are two ladies that you want to make sure you're following. You want to make sure that you connect with them. They're going to give you their contact information at the end of the show. But in the meantime, before we bring them on here, remember that GoTarryn Personal Training is your time, your investment in your life. And when we come back, we've got Melissa Anthony and Susan Longley. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back, everybody. And as you can see side by side on the video, we have, for the very first time, the director of What Just Happened Sports, Ms. Melissa Anthony, joining us. And via remotely on the phone, we have Susan Longley joining us as well. So, Melissa, Susan, welcome, ladies.
Thank you, Taryn.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you all being here. You know, it's exciting to talk to both you ladies here. And eventually, I know what we're trying to do is set up a time where we get together for coffee or lunch. So
yeah,
we got to do that. That'll be fun.
Okay.
And well, I like Susan's idea of a midway point between Johns Creek and Buckhead because I know that's kind of a
well, you're way out there, Melissa.
And I love.
Yeah, Melissa, let me ask you and start it off. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and about your company too? You're the director of What Just Happened Sports. Tell us about, you know, please, a little bit about yourself and about the company.
Okay. Thank you. I'm hearing that echo, so bear with me. I'm originally from Virginia, moved to Atlanta about 30 years ago, and always had an interest in sports, but didn't always understand what I was watching. So I had a son who started going to an SEC school, and he and my husband would watch a lot of football games and be yelling at the television. And I always asked, "What just happened? What just happened?" And you know, my husband of many years, Mike, answered the question, Mike. And my son was a little more agreeable and would try to answer the question, especially on the football game. And so I decided that, you know, I wanted to learn these things myself. I'd always been in outside sales as well, so I wanted looking for a new way of connecting with my prospects. And one more thing, I met a woman who was a mentor, and she said that she always read the sports information cover to cover so she wouldn't be left out in the conversation. So I decided that I needed to get out there and start a program, and now a business called What Just Happened Sports to get women more involved and understand more about it.
That's excellent. I love that. What a great story. You know, and Susan, you're a mother, and you know,
Yes.
I've met your daughter when you brought her into the Family Life Center, and
Right.
you've got some good news about her from a recent swimming meet too. Can you please share details about that? I don't think you know
Sure.
this, Melissa. This will be new for you too. This is pretty cool.
Okay.
Okay, so I went up to Ohio. She goes to school at Wittenberg University in Springfield, Ohio, and she swims for their swim team. And I went up there last weekend for the conference meet. I think it's the North Coast Athletic Conference. It's mostly schools up in Ohio and Western Pennsylvania and some schools up there. And they're one of the smallest schools in the conference. But she had set a goal. She was going to swim the 100-yard back in less than a minute, and she did.
Wow.
And
Oh,
yes,
wow.
yeah, that's fast, right?
Wow.
That's really fast.
Yeah.
But she was the high point scorer for her team for the conference, for the meet. She so more than of all the women on her team, she scored the most points. So I was just really proud of her for that, and I got to watch.
That is so cool. Yeah. What is your daughter's name, Susan?
Joy.
And how old is Joy?
She's 21, just turned 21.
Well,
She's a sophomore.
if she's watching right now, Joy, amazing job. And again, your mother's very proud of you. So if you're watching, very well done. Good job.
Congratulations, Joy.
Yeah.
Thank you, Melissa.
Definitely.
I'll pass that on to her.
Yeah, please do. So that's great. And, Melissa, let me get back to you for a second here. I think it's commendable to, I think that's such a catchy name, too, the way you came up with the concept. Growing up.
I love that name.
It's awesome. Yeah, isn't it?
Thank you.
Let's face it, in America, we do live in a society where we're still progressing. Yeah, I think it's still a work in progress in some regard. Women, no question about it, do not get paid enough as men do, obviously. Women don't get enough recognition. I'll use, for example, I'm a big MMA fight fan, like mixed martial arts, UFC, ultimate cage fighting. People think I'm nuts for watching it.
Really?
Yeah, and I love it. And the thing is, this sport's fairly new. It's only been around for maybe 25 years. And it's always been men fighting. But then what happened about 5 years ago, they started the concept of women fighters. You may know, yeah, they have like women fighting and some real serious competitors, women like Ronda Rousey and Misha Tate and Holly Holmes and some of these other names you've probably heard and seen, because they're really bringing it up. And like now what's happened, the trend that people see is that actually the fan favor is more of the women fighters, and the fans have appreciated them more. And so they're driving up the pay for the women too. So that's excellent. I think
that's good to hear.
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah. What do you think about that, Melissa? Like that's got to be inspiring to see. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really, really inspiring. I know when the same son of mine and both my sons used to play basketball, but their coach would tell them to watch the women playing professional women play basketball because they would learn full technique and really get to what really works to work advanced and commands and stuff. So I think that's very exciting about this lady, and I would love to watch. I haven't caught up with MAA yet, but it was a martial arts. I would love to hear more about what they're doing.
Oh, it's awesome. And growing up, I was a wrestler. They didn't have wrestling for women, and I remember some of our classmates in high school who were girls who actually wanted to wrestle, but the coach told them, no, you could be like an assistant coach or carry the water or towels. But I always felt like, oh, that's too bad, like that they don't do that. Mm-hmm. But now we're becoming, thanks to you, Melissa, and things that you're doing, we're becoming more progressive, I think, in that regard, moving forward with that. Did you observe that, Susan, like growing up yourself too? Like, did you ever deal with things where you were kind of like, not accepted because of being a female?
What, in sports?
Yeah, in general, for yourself and for your daughter as well too. Like, did you ever see that?
Well, it was actually, it's actually been a lot better for her. But
mm-hmm.
I know that the guys' sports were what everybody was interested in. The football and the guys' basketball, and I guess maybe the girls' basketball team got a little bit of interest, but pretty much the girls were the stepchildren.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's very true. Melissa, let me ask you a question now. Back to you for a second, because you had moved to Atlanta, and I think you spent some over 20 years in corporate account management for Pitney Bowes and Spirit and Nextel and some other companies, ADP. Can you tell us about that? Because that's an interesting, unique background of going from that and then transitioning to what you're doing now too.
Well, now I still do dabble in corporate America. Actually, in a full-time position for work of corporate America, but I have what just happened sports my side hustle.
Okay.
So I stay involved, and I love corporate America, and I right now work for a company called City Health, where we oversee, where I see the Georgia state and region, and we make sure that seniors are working out, which is very, very cool.
Okay.
But at the same time, I'm very passionate about making sure women know more about sports. And then I want to jump back because you were talking about women in sports earlier, and that there are 3 female football teams here in Georgia. So we had the privilege to get to work with one of the female football teams earlier this month. And so, we've had a lot of fun and getting meeting, learning about the challenges that women have to go through and how life is a little bit different for them and how funding for them is the same as it is for men. So I understand all the things you're talking about.
Yeah, and I think what you offer as well too, Susan, that would be great for your ladies because predominantly, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I observe you seeing, or I see you working with a lot more women, especially in the water aerobics.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Yes.
So like if you and Melissa were to team up and let's say get the ladies involved with some kind of women's sports team or league or something of that nature, that would be pretty cool. I think they would have a lot of fun with that.
Well, we have the pickleball,
Pickleball,
which
that's
is
right. Yep.
over at the Family Life Center,
There you
and I
go.
think there are a lot of people that really, really enjoy that, and it's
Yeah.
something that older people can play.
Right.
A lot of my ladies are, especially the water aerobics ladies, probably couldn't do very much in the way of a really active sport.
Okay.
So the water exercise is really good. But but sometimes we play, in the water, like we play with balls and stuff.
Mhm.
So we might be able to do something because I think that's kind of spirit of competition and team play. Is something that everybody enjoys or most people enjoy. So
Yeah,
I hadn't thought about that. That might be something to think about.
that's something we need to talk about when we meet with Melissa and kind of
Yeah, I like that
strategize,
idea.
brainstorm. We
Yeah.
need to. I like that too. Melissa, back to I got another question for you. As we know, Susan is a mother. I'm a father. You're a mother too, of 3 children. I understand. So, how do you do everything that you do, and do it with 3 kids and a husband too?
And 2 dogs.
Oh, and 2 dogs. Right. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't want to miss the dogs out.
You know, it ain't easy, Taryn, and you and Susan both know. Some things don't get done. House is not always great. Cars are not always clean, and um, you know, but at the same time, our passions drive us and allow us to really focus on the things that we want to get done.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, I do get a lot of delegating whenever I can.
Uh-huh.
So my daughter has quite a responsibility here at the house. And, I delegate to my husband, and when we just take some time to try to get things done and still have family time and go watch dinner. So it's difficult to juggle.
Yeah. And what about yourself, Susan? Can you kind of piggyback, as far as time management, organization, being a mother and having a lot of responsibilities on top of that?
Well, my kids are gone now,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm an empty nester as of last August.
Oh,
My
congratulations.
my son just up and
Wow.
moved to New York City right out of high school,
Oh, my God.
and he has
Wow.
his own apartment up there. He's probably going to be going to culinary school, so
Excellent.
Very cool.
so there's not so much juggling that I have to do with the kids, although there still is a lot of stuff that I have to kind of keep on top of with them. But they're not here every day, so that's kind of one of the reasons that I got involved in doing the personal training, is I really didn't want to stop working,
Yeah.
and it's just been really fun. I love hanging out at the gym.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
certainly. That's the place to be, and it's got a good message because, whether you're in the gym with Susan and working out, doing a class with her, or whether you're, doing something with the sports leagues that you do, Melissa, and everything that you're doing with your company, it's all about having fun, and it's healthy,
Right.
and it's promoting, See, the thing is, and I'm sure both you ladies will agree with this, is that, growing up as a child myself, I remember that it was always about my parents yelling at me, go outside, ride your bike, go play with your friends. In school, we had something called field day. We had rec time, recess. But now, growing up, what I observe, and again, you can tell me what your observations are, I don't see that so much now. I see the kids are on their iPhones. I see that, it's been kind of a disconnect with all this technology, and we don't get active enough. I see people kind of just doing things virtually and online. So I don't know. I'm hoping we're not on the wrong path in that regard. I mean, what do you think, Susan and Melissa? Help me. What do you see that
Well,
too?
I know, it's like the kids their sports are organized now.
Right, exactly. They
If
all are. Yep.
it's they
True.
have coaches from age 4,
There you
and
go. Yep.
for me, in the summertime we used to leave home
Uh-huh.
right after breakfast. on our bikes.
Yeah.
And we'd come home for lunch and then we'd leave again.
Gone all day.
I mean, we were just out doing stuff, riding bikes,
Yeah.
skating, running, climbing trees, doing kind of stuff like that all day
Absolutely.
long, every day that it was okay. And the kids now don't get that opportunity.
No.
They're managed and they're on teams, and I kind of regret that for them, because I think you do learn a lot about how to get along with other kids and how to you get a lot of outdoor time.
Mm-hmm.
And for my kids, my daughter was always an athlete. She was involved in she was in soccer at age 4, and then she just found swimming. But she's played hockey, she's played basketball, she's played tennis, she's done all kinds of stuff. So if you're an athlete, then you kind of get driven to do that even as a kid. My son, on the other hand, never did anything. So it seems to be kind of a personality thing, that if the kid really wants to play sports, they can find a place to play it. But if they don't, there's not anybody leading them into it. And they're not getting the kind of freewheeling, outdoor, moving around activities that we got. So,
yeah.
We didn't have an iPhone, so we had a bicycle. That was,
Yeah.
that's what we did.
Very true. How about you, Melissa? Like with your kids, do you restrict the phones, or do you promote the fitness time? What do you see with them?
That's a great question. It's interesting. I think social media makes us less social.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
A lot of things are missing. The social interaction is missing. In my household, a lot of us are tennis players. I used to actually have another business called Tennis Teams, where I hired coaches to provide tennis lessons. And so I did that for a while. My husband told me I had to go back to work full time and back in corporate America. But we have a house full of tennis players here. So I think our outlet is, and they all quit playing, except my second son, the one who went to the SEC school. He and I actually get to play mixed doubles tennis here in town. But we, I don't use it as much as I would like, but we do have things that we can do together when we have time.
Good. And let me ask you this too, Melissa, about your company, because we didn't get a chance last time when we talked with you on the other show at Die. Tell us about your team. Sam Crenshaw, the director. Tell us about him, please. Because we looked up on the website and did a little bit of research. But tell us about Sam. Like, what's his role, and how is he part of the team as well?
That's a great question. Sam is wonderful. He plays. He's got a mean slice shot. So you never want to play Sam Crenshaw from 11 Live Sports. He was originally 11 Live Sports. Never want to play him in tennis, by the way. So now he works for Georgia State. He's the announcer for football and basketball.
Good.
But I saw him on the courts one day. I told him what I was getting ready to do, and I said, "Hey, I really would love for you to be a part of this." And he agreed, because he felt like women really need to know more about sports and get to engage in sports. So he and I have hosted, 4 or 5 events together. Our last couple of events we had to move because of his obligations to Georgia State. But he's always in the background. He's always helping me come up with ideas of what we're doing next. I have a meeting scheduled in the next couple of weeks, so we can talk about what we're going to do next. But he's got all kinds of good connections. He has fantastic ideas, and he's always very interested in just making sure that the community and women come together to learn more about sports. He knows everybody. He knows everybody in town.
Good guy to know. That's really good.
Players, current players. So he's always able to connect and have these players come to our events to help women.
That's perfect. And the thing is that we mentioned Georgia State earlier. Susan, as we know, she's come out and guest spoken several times for a couple of classes I teach.
Yeah, I always enjoy doing that.
Oh,
yeah.
You're awesome. The students love you, and she talks about fitness, strength training for fitness for seniors. That's her brand. And Melissa, I think you would be wonderful to come out. Maybe you and Sam visit Georgia State and do one of the classes there, and talk about what you're doing, and tell the girls there and say, hey, look, there's this concept here. It's not just a man-driven world. The good thing is it's more diverse now, and It's more open to equal equality for genders. And I think that'd just be wonderful to have you come out there as well too. So we got to set that up as well. Please, if you can, that would be great.
Well, that'd be very cool.
Yeah, wouldn't it?
Let me know some times and dates, and I'll see if I can pull him in.
Yeah, definitely, I will. And Susan, back to you for a second. I know. Can you tell us about the Finish with a Flourish, your podcast? Because I think Melissa would be a great guest for you on your show.
Well, Melissa's not old enough.
Oh.
Because what I do is I interview people, retired people that are doing something interesting with their retirement, maybe something that they always wanted to do when they were younger. So, Melissa, if you were 65 and you were finally doing, what happened sports, then I would want to interview, because it really is focused on people that are having a creative, very fulfilling, and maybe kind of not really imagined retirement. Something that they didn't think they were going to do. So we'll cue you up, Melissa.
30
Well,
years.
I know lots of folks who are retired who play tennis and who come
There
to my
you go.
So I
Yeah.
have some folks that I might want to recommend to.
Oh, I bet you got a lot of fascinating people to give and send to Susan for her show then. That's perfect.
Yeah.
And then as far as you go, Melissa, you'll have to wait another 30 years. You heard her say you got to be 65, so you still got, you're halfway there. You'll have to let Susan know when you get to that point. So and Susan, I'll have to send you my father. I think he'd be an interesting guest for you. Seriously, I'm gonna tell him. And then Melissa, when we met you, literally, I think it was like over the phone. The next day, you had a big, huge event there at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and that was just incredible. Tell us, please, what are some of the events going on right now for this calendar year? How's everything shaping up for 2018?
Great question. We're still putting our calendar together, but
good.
Our next event is most likely going to be a visit to watch the Atlanta Phoenix women's football team play.
Cool.
We've got a crew
I want to see that.
Going out and watching them. I think they're open at the end of March. We're going to put together a group to try to go to that first game. So that's first on the agenda. We've got some exciting things planned, so stay tuned for the rest of this year. We're going to have at least a quarterly event. And I'm going to do some things to get girls into sports more too. Yeah. So I'm sure ideas, Taryn and you guys have any ideas how we can engage girls? We're going to do that side. I'm always open.
Yeah, that's really good. And Susan, same question for you. We're always talking all the time. You hooked me up, literally. I'm now at the YMCA thanks to you.
Yeah.
What's going on? Yeah, like what's your plans? What's your goals for 2018? How's it shaping up right now for you?
Well, I'm launching the podcast this year.
Perfect.
So
yeah.
So that's what I'm working on right now. I'm should have it up. I've done 2 interviews so far, and I'm working with a coach now to get everything set up. So should be coming out in the next month.
Excellent. Very, very good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is really,
Thank
really
you.
Good. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to that.
I mean, seriously, we got. I'm looking forward to hearing some of those interviews and promoting them as well. This is the part of the show where we get contact information, ladies. So how about Melissa? Let me ask you, please, if you could start. Can you tell us the best ways for people to learn more about What Just Happened Sports, website, social media, and your contact information, how to get a hold of you, please?
Sure, thank you. The best way to find out more about it is probably on your Facebook page.
Okay.
And it's What Just Happened Sports.com. We also do have a website, whatjusthappenedsports.com. We're on Twitter, Instagram, and a phone number if anybody wants to call is 770-778-1715.
Perfect. And then same question, Susan, how's the best way for people to learn about your brand and contact you directly, please?
Okay, so you can go to my website at susanlongley.com, and the best way is to just fill out the form on the homepage. I've got some videos of me working with clients, and I've got some resources and some other things on there, so you want to browse around there. But if you want to get in touch with me, there's a form on the first page, so you can just fill that in, shoot it off to me. And my phone number is 404-358-1675.
Perfect. And we will have that contact information for everybody in case anyone's
Thank you,
watching.
Taryn. Appreciate that.
We'll definitely put that up there. Absolutely. My pleasure. Well, ladies, I appreciate both of you taking the time out of your busy schedule. This time flew by so quickly with both of you. I truly enjoyed this.
This is a great conversation. I'm looking forward to meeting you in person, Melissa.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Susan.
Yeah, definitely. Let's do that. So we've got the video blog podcast now. Now it's time to meet in person and shake hands with each other. So let's do that.
Definitely. Let's do that soon.
Okay. All right. Well, very good. Well,
thank you for hosting us, Taryn.
Hey, pleasure is all mine. I was very grateful for both of your time. And for the folks watching, here comes both Melissa Anthony and Susan Longley's contact information right now. We will see you, ladies.
Right. Thank you, Taryn. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Taryn. Bye. See you, Susan.
Bye, Melissa.